Hello everyone, welcome to my Unreal Engine tutorial series on how to create an open world game. So this time I'm going to show you how to implement directional wind in the world. So we have already set up a material based wind system with material parameter collections and using parent material for all these leaves. And today I'm going to show you, as you can see, there is some wind wave which going through across this grass land. As you can see, it goes in this direction, and with a parameter I'm going to show you how to change the direction of that wind wave. So like this, so now it goes in, and if I set it like this, it goes in this direction, not this direction. If I set this to 1, it goes in this direction. So that's what I'm going to show you today. Okay, so let's get started. I'll put this project as, so this is my previous project. So before everything, I'm gonna have to find a way to how to have some wave-like behavior throughout some material surface. To experiment that, I'm gonna do some experiment here. So I'll create this cube like this. Okay, this should be big enough, and I'm going to create another material. Let's go to material, and I'll call this M wave test, and I'll create an instance of that material, and I'll assign this to this cube material. So right now I'll open this material, and then I'll create two colors. I'll give some color to this one. Actually I need two colors, so I'll set this as red and the other one as white. So now if I put this input here, right, so this our cube going to be completely red. So then I'm going to do a layup here and plug this one here. Okay, so but still I do not have a wave. This should be something in between red and black. Oh, it's black because our alpha is 0.5. Right, so now I need a way to have some variation for this alpha value across this surface. To get that, I'm gonna use world position, right, and then I'm going to divide this with some parameter. I'll call this wave width, and I'll set the initial value to something like 500. Then so even if I get this value, divided value, then I'll get the F mod or the modulus of this, the divided value, and get the f mod by the same wave width. And so the reason to do this is I can I the reason to do this is I don't need some. Okay, it's better to show you what happens other than explaining. Right, so now what I get is some value. I should set this to 500. Some value starting from 0 to 499 to get, but I need something in between 0 and 1 for this alpha value. For that I'm gonna divide this again with this wave width, and I'll plug this here, and I'll apply this, and let's see what we get. Well, actually this is not what I expected, but let's see. Let's plug this one directly here. Still okay. I think this 500 is too much. Oh, what is this? Let's try changing the wave width to something like 10. Okay, so now we get this this color. So but still, so we have some variation of the color across this plane. So I'll reduce the default value to something like 5 again, and I think we get this blue color because we get values bigger than 1 for this alpha. So I'll plug this one here, and one more thing. So this half is completely red. That's because we are getting minus values for this absolute world position. To get rid of that, okay, let's not worry, let's worry about later, and let's apply now and see. Okay, so now we got this this pattern. So now what I want to do is moving this pattern into the side with time, so that this is going to be the basis for our wind simulation. To do that, I'm going to, before that, okay, let's try this. I'll get input from time, and I'll multiply this with some parameter. I'll call this wave speed, right, and I'll set the default value as 5. Then I'll add this to my absolute world position and plug it here. so that I will have some variation like this. So as you can see, we get this movement across our surface. So here like this. So I'll increase the wave speed to something like 30 to be clear. Okay, so now we got this movement. Alright, so this is now before considering the direction part, let's use this method we just experimented in our material for these leaves and implement wind direction there. Okay, for that, for this wave speed, so this part is what I needed. I'll copy this and I'll open my leaves master here, paste it here. Okay, so now we have this one. We have this subsurface color multiplier here. So for this part, I'm going to do another multiplication here, and I'm gonna do one more thing. So we have this I'm going to multiply this here so that our subsurface color will have some variation, and I'll apply this and see what happens. Okay, the shaders are compiling. Right, and actually nothing is clearly visible, so I'll open my gross material and increase the width of the wave. This is the gross material, and here we have this wave width. So instead of 5, I'll put something like 500. So no, we still don't have a clear wave behavior. That's because even if we can see that here, when I put this into my tree leaves material, this is we can see this wave behavior in these leaves, but so here we got this hard edge because of this division. So instead to get rid of that hard edge, I can use a sign like this. so that we can get rid of this hard edge and have some smooth edge. I'll increase the wave width to something like 30 to be clear. Yes, so you see now. So I'll apply this and I'll do the same to my leaves material as well. Sign here and here, and for the width I'll use something like 50. And one more thing, I can't have my minus values here, so therefore I'll clamp this like this. Okay, and apply. I hope we can see some kind of wave behavior now. Let's wait until it is compiled. Okay, it is compiled, and I think we can't see this wave behavior clearly because of this wave speed is too slow. I'll set it to something like 200, and yeah, we got it. Now we can see the wave, but the colors are a little odd. We can fix that, no problem. Alright, so we got the wave. So I'll go back to my leaves material, and here instead of 0 and 1, I'll choose something like 0.6 and 1 and apply. Okay, so now we got this wind effect. So but I can see it only in this direction, and yeah, our season system is also in action, so don't be distracted by that. So we can see these lines, so the wind waves only from this side. That's because I have used only the subsurface color modification to represent wind. To fix that, I'll do this. So far we have used only this subsurface power material, subsurface color to multiply with this wind. So I'll create another, no, I'll use this same one and multiply with our base color like this, and plug it here and plug back to base color and apply. Okay, now let's wait till the shaders are compiled. And right, so we can see the waves from this direction and this direction also. So yes, we have some problems with colors, but let's fix that later. And for now, we got this representation of wind waves with our on our grass, and also it's not clearly visible in these leaves, but that's also there. So right, so actually this is going to be a little bit longer session working on winds, so I'll stop this episode from this point and In the next episode, let's see how to how to implement or change the direction of this wind, and also fix these color problems, and how to add some noise so that we wouldn't see some clear lines like this that represent wind waves. We will have some noise, we will add some noise to these wind waves so it will look nicer, as I saw in the previous demonstration. Okay, see you in the next video. Goodbye.